First tonight, Amnesty International has accused Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. The human rights group said Israel had treated Palestinians in Gaza as subhuman and carried out acts with the specific intent to destroy them. Amnesty says it reached its conclusion that the legal threshold for genocide under international law had been met in Gaza after looking at the broader picture of Israel's military campaign and the cumulative impact of its policies. It said it had carried out months of field work and analysis of incidents as well as statements from Israeli officials. It says Palestinians face a deadly mixture of malnutrition, disease, and mass destruction. Israel has repeatedly denied the allegation, describing the report as fanatical and based on lies. The country has also strongly denied accusations of genocide, including in hearings at the UN's International Court of Justice earlier this year. In the past day, at least 47 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes around Gaza, according to local medics. With more on this, I'm joined now on the line from Maiduguri by the country director of Amnesty International in Nigeria, Isa Sanusi. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sanusi. Tell us more about what Amnesty is saying in this report, in which it concludes that the legal threshold for genocide has been met in Gaza. What exactly does Amnesty mean by genocide in this instance?
Well, one of the things our report said clearly is that we have found Israel's approach to this is clearly containing an element which is all about the intent to destroy. That is one of the things, and we realize that the killings, the destruction have been going on with a lot of impunity, and sometimes they are even announced by government officials of Israel, and that is what the report is saying. We knew that since the military, the fighting started, at least 42,000 Palestinians have been killed and 13,000 of them are children. And we believe that what is going on, including restriction of access to humanitarian aid, is deliberately showing an attempt by the Israeli authorities to destroy the Palestinian community, to destroy the Palestinian community. This is what we are talking about. The threshold for genocide has been met in terms of killings of lives, in terms of destruction, to the extent that the people of Gaza can never be able to recover from what is happening to them now.
And how does Amnesty's report account for the operational realities of prosecuting a war in a tightly populated, urbanized area such as Gaza?
Well, as we always say, in these circumstances, whatever the situation, definitely we have to consider, and Amnesty International strongly condemn the October 7 attack. We are against it, and we say that those who are responsible must be brought to justice. But aside from that, there is nothing whatsoever that can justify the scale, the magnanimity, or the size of the killings that are taking place in Gaza. Because if you look at the figures, are staggering, and in the 21st century, there was nothing like that in the history of warfare, to say that in a situation whereby the intent, as Israel has said, their intention is to eliminate Hamas, but at the end of the day, 13,000 or over 13,000 children have been. That is why we said that no matter what the situation is, there will be no justification whatsoever international law and on the conventions of war to justify what has been going on. We didn't just stop at that. We also went that the country that have been supplying Israel would have to bear in mind that they must be complicit, because they are aiming and wipe out category that is Palestinian that are living in Gaza and have to stop army Israel, especially the United States, the United Kingdom, and some European. So these are the issues. And whatever the case, I don't think that there will be any reason whatsoever to justify killing 13,000 children. So what have the children done, actually?
Yeah, I have to say that your line is breaking up a bit there. We're getting much of what you're saying, but I was a bit concerned about this when you said you were up in Maiduguri. Israel, of course, has consistently denied the allegations. I'm going to persist with you because of the importance of this story. Israel says it takes all possible measures to mitigate harm against civilians in all its operations in Gaza, and that it is acting in self-defense against a group, Hamas, with openly genocidal intent, that is Hamas. What is Amnesty's reaction to that?
Well, there were so many analyses and there are so many lines of argument that are given both by the Israeli authorities and those who support what it is doing. But what we believe is that so far, the world has seen the level of destruction out there, the killings, the destruction of homes and livelihood that has been going on. And we believe that whatever argument that will be put forward to justify what is going on, there will be no any justification whatsoever, because whatever the military goal that is there, it will never justify the fact that a whole or entire people are being eliminated, families completely wiped out, homes completely destroyed, and at the end of the day, we end up with hundreds of children who have been killed, hundreds of children who have lost some parts of their bodies, either their limb or something else. And with this in mind, we believe that there is no any argument that can stick under international law to justify what is going on.
So what is this report likely to mean going forward for this conflict in Gaza? I'm wondering, for instance, whether your report sets out enough evidence in that pattern of Israeli conduct that might stand up in a court case.
Well, what the report is saying is that the report is actually saying that what is going on has to stop immediately. And what Amnesty International is doing with this report is to tell the world that we have to make sure that the world can hold any country to account regarding crimes against humanity and war crimes, because it is very important.
Okay, I'm afraid we've lost that connection there, but that was Issa Sanusi, who's the country director for Amnesty International, talking to me on a very shaky line there from Maiduguri.